Hi, I'm Chris Batley.
And I'm Simon Wickenden.
And today we're going to cover off the final change that we see that Oracle have made to Oracle Java, and that is the licensing structure. So, Simon, can you break down the changes to the licensing structure?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, to be fair, they've completely changed the licensing structure. So, as we've mentioned in previous videos, Oracle's always been a paid-for product, always had a license and a support contract. But the way it's done in the past is you bought a perpetual license and then paid a percentage of that year on year for support. So the new license structure is basically an annual subscription. So you basically buy it every year, but it can flex up and down. It's a far simpler solution and to be fair, cheaper.
Okay, and so from a partner perspective, what do they need to know about how we license Java going forward?
Okay, well, I think the simple answer there's two types of license. There's Java SE subscription and Java SE desktop subscription.
Okay.
Fairly simply put, desktop subscription is for desktops, laptops, workstations. There are some peculiar things. For instance, if you had display screens dotted around a building to show which meeting rooms were being used for who, something like that, the device at the back of that could count as a user. But otherwise, yeah, it's generally desktop machines.
Okay, and is it licensed per desktop or per user?
It's licensed per user. So if you've got a city trader and he's got 5 PCs in his desk, one license, he's one user. If you've got a PC in a nurse's station that 10 nurses use, each one of those nurses needs a license.
Okay, so that makes sense. And then from the second of the two licensing metrics, what's that?
So the second one is the server-based side. That is licensed on an Oracle factored core. So anyone that's familiar with databases or enterprise databases will probably already be familiar with this. But what Oracle do is they have a core factor depending on their view of the performance of the processor. Give you an example of that. Intel Xeon has a core factor of 0.5. So what you do is you take the number of cores you've got in your server, say it was 8, you multiply it by 0.5, means that you need 4 licenses. That's for an Intel Xeon. If it was a Power 8 machine, that's got a core factor of 1. So if you've got 8 cores in a Power 8, you need 8 licenses.
Okay, and that core factor table is something that is accessible online and people can gain access to.
Yeah, all you got to do is Google Oracle core factor. You probably haven't even got to finish that word and it'll pop up.
Right, so they've got access to the information they need to be able to ascertain how many licenses they require.
They have, but I mean, to be honest, just let us know. We can work all that out for you. It's don't worry worried about it. We'll need to know what type of core it is and how many cores. And then we can do it for you.
Perfect. And from a server licensing perspective, is there any gotchas, anything that people need to keep an eye out for?
Yeah. So the one that a lot of people ask us about is virtualization, VMware, Hyper-V, and cloud. Weirdly, cloud is easy. So if you're virtualizing in Azure or AWS, RDS or EC2, that just works. We just need to know what the vCPU count and whether hyperthreading is turned on or off.
Okay.
On-premise virtualization is a little harder. The reason I say that is what you have to do is you have to license the underlying hardware. So we need to know how many servers there are in the VMware plant and how many cores per server there are, and then we can work it out. Now there is no limit to the number of instances you then run. As long as all the hardware is licensed, you can run as many virtual machines in that hardware as you like.
Right. Okay. So that makes sense. And then I suppose from there, is there anything else that our partner base need to know when looking at either the desktop or the server?
No, it's purely user count for the desktop, and it's the core count and the type of core for servers. It's a fairly simple new model, and we can absolutely help you through it.
Yeah.
Virtualization, as I say, is a bit trickier, but we can discuss ways of minimising the issues around that, often using cloud.
Okay. And I suppose the main thing would be to say, if you guys have an opportunity within your customer base, reach out to us and we can go through the process of helping you through getting the customers correctly licensed on their Java instances. Anything else to cover off there?
No, that's it.
No. Well, I hope you found these videos useful, and like I said, reach out to either myself, Simon, or any of the Arrow BDMs for further assistance should you need it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thanks now.